어머님, 여기 하나만 더요. 아니 근데 손님, 아무리 얘기를 들어봤자 전 부럽기만 한데요. 요새 그렇게 딸님이랑 비슷한 점을 하나하나 이렇게 골라낼 수 있는 사람은 별로 없잖아요. 얼마나 큰 칭찬인데 딸님을 이렇게까지 잘 키워보셨는데 한 사람만 보고 커갔으니 이렇게 비슷해질 수밖에 없지 않아요? 그러니 안 좋은 점만 이렇게 받아간다고 나쁜 생각만 하지 마시고요. 한 판 더 할 준비 되셨나요? 네. 뒤에 저 사람 혹시 옛날에 그렇게 말하던 콜롬빈 씨 맞죠? 뭐 물론 저희는 뭐 걱정할 건 별로 없지만 my sincerest apologies, but I'm with a client at the moment, so you'll have to make a reservation. That's an option too, I guess. Would you care for a drink? Yes, it's not alcoholic, so you can have it. That is accurate. You've really done your research, haven't you, Miss Columbine? Yes, you're right. Card games are my specialty. But I'm afraid this client has been such a loyal repeat that they've exhausted all my little tricks. But it's your first time here, so I can just pull them all out again, right? What a lucky day it is for me. So you prefer card games, Miss Columbine? Yes? Very good. Do you have a preference? No. My favorite game, yeah. You've heard of Pinnacle? Oh, well, there's a first time for everything, isn't there, Miss Colombian? Unless, of course, you set that to test my abilities. You are a shrewd individual. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Yes, of course, the explanation. Pinnacle is played through what you might call a series of melts and tricks. Melts are combinations, tricks are single cards, although I would advise against playing the latter. Aces, tens, and kings are worth 1 point each, while queens, jacks, and nines are worthless. Worthless. Apologies, it's been a really long day. Have I discussed my commissions with you, Miss Columbine. We'll get around to it. To play melds, you first must identify the trump suit. It's just picked by taking a card out of the waist and identifying the suit. A Dix. Get your mind out of the gutter. Its DIX is a 9 of the trump suit. So if the trump is diamonds, a Dix is a 9 of diamonds. That'll award you 1 point. A common marriage is a king and a queen of the same suit in non-trump, while the royal marriage is a king and the queen of the trump suit. The common marriage is worth 2 points, and the royal marriage is worth 4. Jacks is the next melt, also worth 4 points. That's all jacks, 1 of each suit, at once. Then there's queens, worth 6 points. It's the same idea for queens, 1 of each suit. Then for kings, worth 8 points, 1 of each suit. Then aces, worth 10 points, 1 of each suit. Then the run, or aces, tens, kings, queens, jacks, all in the trump suit, worth 15 points. The pinnacle tells a story. Yes, I'm fine. You see, pinnacle comes from a word meaning double-eyed. Or was it 2 eyes? Either way, if you look at the face cards, the aforementioned are the only ones showing their profiles, rather than the 3/4 view as the others are. Pinnacle's worth 4 points. Playing any of these melds double gives you tenfold the points, so double runs, 150 points, double kings, 10 points, double marriage, double common marriage is 20, or what have you. The pinnacle, the double pinnacle, is 30 points. Don't ask me why. Got all that? Then I'll... where's my score? Shit, okay. So, Ms. Columbine, what are you doing here? Your peak may have come about during my introduction to the water cycle, Miss Columbine, but I'm not naive enough to believe you're in attendance without a purpose. As long as it doesn't involve me. Oh. Is this about that? The rumors? These allegations? My name making the rounds again? I'm not about to disprove the rumors, Miss Columbine, but was there not a more tactful approach than taking 30 minutes out of my workday? You do realize I'm earning commission? Well, as long as you're compensating me for my time, I suppose a little conference can't... fucking... 격사가 나오냐. 답답해. Well, if it's recruitment, I will have you know I'm perfectly satisfied working here. So your offer better be top tier. Let's hear it. Come on. 돌겠네 진짜. 양반 좀 봐라. You do realize how much they're earning on me, yes? That barely covers my base salary. You'd have to compensate my boss, too. You can't be serious. While your money may be where your mouth is, I have no shame in admitting I've made more whoring myself than you are, for what I can only assume is a very covert, very dangerous operation. Well, that's the only reasonable conclusion if my abilities are in the mix. I'm not wrong, am I? Oh, that's rich. What do I want? To live with these abilities. I want to be left alone with the knowledge that I could, without the means or necessity of proving that I would. Anonymity is part of the appeal of this job, of course. But another is not attaching my face to a pseudonym like Columbine. Can you truly live under the nomer of a mistress? The one, the very crux of it all. The trope who looks directly into her lover's eyes and sees nothing but a transaction there. Call me a hypocrite all you like, but I don't trade in love. I trade in fantasy. 그건 보기만 하면 아시잖아요. 사랑이라는 걸 느껴봤으면. 이거 보시죠? The king card. You make the mistake of thinking that a representation of something is meant to compensate for the real thing. What does a king symbolize? Superiority, rank, hierarchy, patriarchy, colonization, mercantilism, power. But the king's only a representative. Everything that benefits him is lost when you take away his title. 아니나 다르게 콜럼바인 씨라는 이름도 의미를 다 없애면 당신은 도대체 누구신데 저에게 이딴 소리를 하는 것이죠? They do say names determine tendencies, yes? They might have your face and Miss Columbine to attach your sensibilities to. But it was just so long ago your presence was a part of any of it. I barely knew what fear was at the time. Does that not upset you? Certainly it would, if people knew me only for this ability, and not for myself. In that sense, are you really still Columbine? Or is it time you gave it up? 이럴 줄 알았어 진짜. So that's what this is about. You and all the others with your bruised egos, coming here with your tails between your legs, hoping to reinstate yourselves your prowess, your ego, your name. You carry no weight anymore, Columbine, except in the minds of those heroes you broke. Now make no mistake, I've seen it up close what you can do. Really, I was only worried because I thought you were here to do the same. I thought maybe you saw me as a threat, but now that you see me as an asset, who knows? Maybe I can play around with that a little. It upsets you, doesn't it? The knowledge that I'm not afraid of you. The knowledge that the epoch you've grown far too fond of, when every rock overturned only revealed more ants crawling out, ready to do your will. Is that what you want, huh? For that era to come back? It terrifies you, doesn't it? That I might have the cards here. That you're not the first. And like so many others, if things end here, you won't be the last. This was a last resort, wasn't it? Well, you can be humble when you want to be. That is a new one. Well, that is something I can admire. I commended you for your research earlier, but it's incomplete. I can't blame you for that. You and people like you. You take a handful of anecdotes and spin your own stories, and then you're upset that you're wrong. I can't blame you for that, I suppose. It's only human nature to be imaginative. But to substitute your needs for my abilities would be, how do you put it? Dumb. It would be like trying to figure out the magician's tricks by listening to her words rather than observing her actions. I'll tell you this much, Columbine. I can't revive a dead name. Does that upset you? I do. I do have another solution, but you're not gonna like it. Well, tell me what better things you have to offer than more money first. Prove to me that some part of Lady Columbine is still in there, and I'll tell you. Far detached, I promise you, from what you wanted, but still good to know, yes? Good. Now, in the meantime, for the amount you paid, you still have the better part of an hour left. And I have a game to win. Impress me in that time and I'll consider it. Oh, is that your line? Oh, it's mine now. Maybe if you stopped considering yourself as Columbine, you'd calm down a bit. Well, if you allowed yourself to be called Mommy's little meow meow. For instance, hidden talent. The regulars all love it. You should see what else I can do like a cat. Although, maybe you're more used to calling others that. No. The most promiscuous, the sexiest of sex pests, Columbine, Lady Columbine. Was it a bit unorthodox for your generation? Really? All those helpless little victims you secured, and not a single one called you mommy? But, Miss Columbine, I really can't have that. Imagine having to get into writing every time I used it. Having to establish that I was not your mother, neither are you my or a child. But we don't need to worry, because between the two of us, I really don't think I'm the one who should be called mommy. Oh, mommy, you flatter me. You'd punish me if I were yours then? What, for playing cards? For drinking? For getting employed at a place like this? For whoring myself out? For seducing women? But aren't you guilty of all the same things, mommy? Maybe I should save that kind of talk. I am aware of how deep your pockets go, and you can't be thinking I'm easy. But hearing all this hardly evens your deck, yes? Maybe even primes you to want to be referred to by respectful affections. Even just affirming your position as the deadly, terrifying perjurer you used to be. But do you want to hear a really, really dirty industry secret? When I say the house always wins, don't you think that's a little different from saying it never loses? They always say ignore the fancy light and smoke and watch the hands to reveal the magician's tricks. But you've been so invested in my words, my assertions, that you've hardly noticed the numbers, have you? Fear the player, not the cards.